Okay, let's go.
That's a good question. The music side of things was actually more in my uni days when I was like writing poetry and stuff, and you're exploring a bit of like creative side. Somebody has a different ethnic background.
Also,
or
Islam to
something.
expand your family.
yeah.
Go out.
Well, if all else fails, that's another app idea for you.
Yeah.
Caste. Marriage is just for the same caste. How do we overcome this, or why do you think that's happening? Or?
When I looked more into it, there's a two factors in that. One of the factor I really realized is that a lot of our sisters, they have a lot of our brothers. When we do an event, I hear this often from a lot of platforms. I've got other people who have similar. They say, "Yaar, men doesn't come to events." Either somebody says it or not. Either no matter what the society says. I think a man, Allah has made him a leader of the house.
Yeah.
And leadership, sometimes some sisters get offensive, like, no,
I was
I'm a
about to
leader
say,
as well.
That's the feminist.
That is the problem.
yeah.
That's the feminist
society.
movement, man. You
Exactly.
know what I
But
mean?
they don't
Exactly.
understand the fact that Allah has made them the leader of the house. That like they're gonna lead the children. That home is their territory.
Yeah.
So the man is gonna provide the leadership in terms of financial responsibility. He's gonna go out in the world. Consistency is the key to everything. So it also shows you effort. So when you make effort for someone, and I feel like real love is making effort. When your wife makes effort for you consistently and you make effort for them. When this consistency is missing, any small argument happen, patience is not there, they fight off, again, somebody else is there to talk to them. Marriages and divorces are almost like, going to a restaurant and then coming out of it. Almost that's how quickly. But our parents' time, it used to be a commitment. They used to win their love after winning their parents and everyone. And then it's like an achievement, feeling of achievement.
It's a bit light-hearted this year, but it's also serious as well. So you said people contact you as well, when they're struggling to find a rishta. So have you ever come across someone's approached you and they say I want a rishta, a woman, she needs to be a 10 out of 10. But this guy's dog ugly. Yeah, so this guy, and you were probably thinking this, are you sure you can get a 10 out of 10? You know what I mean? So
the most easiest way any question like that comes, and often they come.
Yeah.
I won't be, I won't lie. Sometimes
You gotta let someone shoot their shot.
Yeah,
though,
yeah,
innit?
we have this introductory kind of a template message where we send a message which I just described, and we say that we don't take responsibility of how somebody looks because our main job is values.
Welcome back to another episode with the Outliers. I'm Ace.
I'm Meti.
I'm T.
And today we're joined by a very special guest, Zain.
Thank you very much for inviting.
No problem at all. Glad to have you on. Zain, tell us a bit about yourself.
First of all, thank you very much, guys, for inviting and
problem.
giving the opportunity to talk with you guys. I was about to ask you how much time do you have, because I can go on for even my introduction for next half an hour.
It's fine. We're all ears.
No, I think in a nutshell, my background has been IT, and I've been doing quite a lot of creative stuff on the side. So I've been doing YouTube quite a while. I did a music video back in 2012 in London, and that became quite famous, and I appeared on television, radios as well at the time. I did it as a hobby, and I think it got by now 500,000 views already.
Okay.
Yeah.
So did you direct that video?
I wrote the lyrics. It was poetry and then turned into a song. It's a proper like Bollywood style DDLJ type of song. You guys should
Okay.
check it. Called Teri Mehak by Zain Ali. And then I've been doing...
Are you checking it?
Yeah. live. Checking it live.
No, live is you.
No, he's also checking the music video live. So, and then I've been doing travel vlogs and podcasts. And recently I've launched a platform called Rishta for Marriage to help brothers and sisters who are in the journey of looking for a soulmate. And my tagline is, let's make halal easy again.
Okay.
Mashallah.
So from music to this Rishta thing, what brought that on? So you made
Yeah, because that's like
two different things, isn't it?
Yeah,
So what
yeah.
made you get into the Rishta scene where the
That's
love guru? What made you into the love guru?
Yeah, no, I think that's a good question. The music side of things was actually more in my uni days when I was like writing poetry and stuff, and you're exploring a bit of like creative side. So when I did the music and stuff, and I didn't know it's gonna get like that much attention, But I think at the time it was on Pakistani channels as well and Pakistani radios at the time, and Venus TV I think invited me as well. Their office is in Wembley. I was living in London at the time, so I did it like a gig, and then it got kind of kind of blasted from there. But I think after that I then got busy with studies and settling down and stuff, so I didn't pay much attention to music after that. And then after a while, since I've established my IT business, I develop apps for companies, basically, different type of apps and stuff. So I was wondering, I do it for other people. If I got to do like an app or maybe a platform like that, a web platform, what should I do? Then I thought about it, and I thought, I'm in the journey while looking. I'm in the journey where I'm exploring, of course, looking for a life partner, and the kind of challenges I see in the society. Why not make a platform to mitigate that, or maybe give choice to people, or maybe a different direction to the whole, marriage ecosystem. So that's how, all of this recently started only a year or two ago.
Okay.
So how's that going?
It's going good, alhamdulillah. December was the launch event, and since then, over 1,000 people have joined. And because mine is not only just just an event or maybe just a website, it's actually a whole ecosystem. That's where I feel like my platform is a slightly different than others. Because my idea behind that is, no matter what path you take, you can come on our website. We have a WhatsApp channel, we have a Telegram channel. Our app is coming very soon in about 3 months' time. So my idea is that no matter what path you take, if your goal is nikah, let us help you in the journey. So I wanted to say that it doesn't matter even if it's an event or an app or what. Basically, my intention is to educate, provide the environment, and bring people, scholars on, and so that people know the values, what to look for, like a guidance. We don't do introductions or guarantee things or promise things we can't deliver. We mainly provide the environment and education and the platforms, and then help people towards the goal of nikah.
Okay, so there are other platforms, these singlemuslim.com and them kinds. So how
and then shadi.com.
Shadi.com. And so how are you different to them sort of platforms?
There's quite a lot of actually platforms out there. They're quite to name a few, Muz or all of that, which are quite massive. But I still felt like a lot of people I've met in the last couple of years, they said that they have used platforms and still not achieved the goal they wanted, struggling, or because and I think I was talking to Ace as well about this, that one of the topic I was discussing was that we are the most connected generation but the most loneliest.
Okay.
What I mean by that is that there are plenty of platforms out there, but people are still ending up single. And another reason I actually wanted to come in this is because I heard I read a survey which says that in the next 5 to 10 years, a pandemic of single people is approaching, where people will end up in their 40s without being married, without children. And that's very much the kind of time we are heading on to. So my idea was that, let's provide some sort of education. Look, even if we achieve 1%, let's say 1,000 people join and 1% get nikah, how much sawab you're going to get. So my goal is not that the figures. My goal is to have the right path and see how many people, inshallah, get advantage of that.
Like, why do you think that is? What's wrong with today's society that people are ending up single and, they're not meeting, as you said, we are the most connected generation, yet the most loneliest?
I think quite a few, I can name quite a few things, because before coming into, developing the platform, I did a bit of research, going out there, asking people questions, because I wanted to know if I'm developing something, it has to be a little bit unique.
Yeah.
So one of the few things I heard, which I can say most common, is that ghosting is quite common. Some people match online and then later on find out to be ghosted. Intention maybe not for the serious thing, or maybe maybe they're not ready for a relationship. And thirdly, sorry.
Do you feel like ghosting is a cause or a result of people having this kind of image of finding that perfect person, and then when they actually speak to someone, they'd be like, no, this person doesn't check this box?
I think that's a very good point. I was coming on that just to highlight one more thing, is that Another thing you won't believe, I don't want to name over here, of course, because
Name 'em.
because of
Please.
because it would be. But I was researching with a friend, and we found out that a lot of brothers and sisters are only not married because somebody in their parents or somebody in the family said that has to be a certain caste, had to be born in the UK, or had to be from a certain background. And a lot of the times we miss out on good people who we might match with value. Their values might be very similar to ours, or their ideology, their mindset might be very compatible to us. But just because they are not a particular Zaat or a caste,
Yeah.
and a lot of brothers and sisters have actually talked about that, and that's a very much that's one of the topic.
So how do you overcome that?
I think, like I said in the start, the only way to overcome that is that the new generation, we need to talk about it, or bring scholars who should talk about it from an Islamic perspective.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, Islam says that if you want to match someone, match on the values rather than somebody has a different ethnic background.
Also,
or
Islam to
something.
expand your family.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
go
yeah.
out.
Well,
Yeah.
if all else fails, that's another app idea for you.
Yeah.
Caste. Marriage is just for the same caste.
We'll put the cast over there as well if people are interested. But I think the main idea is that just make the conversation easy. Let people connect in the most halal way. And I've joined a brother who is helping me in this whole ecosystem. And they always emphasize on every event or anything is to emphasize on why we are gathered here, what's the importance of nikah and stuff. So I think education is very important. And then secondly is the question. Sorry, if you repeat the first question before we went into the caste system.
So I think, what did I mention again?
Ghosting, yeah.
Ghosting. So obviously people have this kind of checklist of the perfect person, and obviously that can lead to them ghosting. So how do we overcome this, or why do you think that's happening? Or
When I looked more into it, there's a two factors in that. One of the factor I really realized is that a lot of our sisters, they have a lot of our brothers. When we do an event, I hear this often from a lot of platforms. I've got other people who have similar. They say, "Yaar, men doesn't come to events. Men, they don't want to come. They don't want to bother. Sisters, they do get the tickets. They come as well. But they say men, they want to either not bothered or don't want to come." And then I looked more into it, kind of why that is the case. Is it not good quality, or is it not platforms out there? And then I've spoke to some brothers and they said, "Yeah, basically today's women have become very masculine. We are some of the brothers. I'm sharing some, and they said, we are actually looking for somebody like our mother who's nurturing. I want to come back home where our wife have cooked the food. And to be honest, ultimately a man is looking for peace. If you ask me personally, I want to come back home
That's
to
what you
peace.
should look for.
did
in
any
marriage,
of
though.
them brothers have any bruises on their face? Any butter triple marks on their face?
I didn't check, but they might in the past. but no, I think coming back to the point, they said that this is the, and then when you ask the other side this question, they say, some brothers, some men, they don't take the financial responsibility. So when we go out in the world, we have to be a bit masculine when you work and stuff, and if you're also the breadwinner. So what happens is that this 5 to 10% of men who are very stable financially, they get all the attention. 80 to 90% of the girls are just looking for those few men have plenty of options. And then the ones who really want to marry, the rest of the 80-90%, they're just looking when she's going to look at them. So unfortunately, this circle has been, especially because of social media, like you said, unexpected, this unrealistic expectation.
Yeah.
100%.
It has been there, and all these things have been a cause of that.
I've been saying it for a minute now. It is because of social media.
Social media is a lie, isn't it? Like people
Yeah.
will portray, "Oh, this is what marriage is," and people, the ones that aren't married, they look at that and that's what they want.
Yes.
When in reality, they don't see all the,
The backside
the
of the reality of that.
they don't see the reality. They don't see
Yeah.
90% of what a marriage or a relationship really is. They only see what's being posted. And I think that's what people that aren't married, that's what puts them off.
Yeah.
Because they're looking for that perfect
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think-
scenario, when in reality, the 90% of it isn't perfect.
Yeah,
Understand?
and marriage is not about perfection. Marriage is
No.
about compromise and
Compromise,
sacrifice.
yeah.
That's what
100%.
it's
Yeah,
all
yeah,
about.
yeah.
And brother said it very rightly over there.
Yeah, I think obviously like the media, social media itself, whether it's movies or even in personal people, like people that they may know just because someone may have had their own story or something's not worked for them, a lot of people will use that and be like, that's what I need to stay away from,
That
rather
is
than
true.
obviously going into something open-minded.
Yeah.
I think that's part of the issue as well.
And the more they are reluctant, the more time is passing, the more then
They're
what's
getting closer
happening
to that 40-year mark, aren't
for
they?
for them for that point. And then what happens is that when the brothers or sisters who are closer to that, they are then saying, "Acha." I mean, for men it's slightly different, but sisters who are close to that age bracket, they are then saying, maybe we want to just tell us where it's available, but the people on of that age, they are looking for somebody younger sometimes. So again the cycle goes on, the delay and the
Yeah.
so it just carries on. So I think again, I haven't, like, in different countries it's different. Like, I've traveled to Morocco, Pakistan, and I've been invited to do events over there as well, to be honest. And I've seen that where it's more acceptability of values rather than looking at stereotype typical things like caste system, or maybe 5-10 year gap has to be not more than that. Or when people are stuck in those stereotypes, then people are more single for a longer time. But when people are connected without those things, once they find love or once they find respect, according to Islamic way of finding, they are the ones who get married more quickly and settled and happy in their lives as well.
So what's your piece of advice for people that are single and obviously looking to get married but then don't know how to approach it?
I think the first thing I would say is the intention. I think once you have the right intention, you have to decide that what is your priority. If your priority is family or looking for the right person, maybe your mom and dad might want something else, maybe somebody else something else. Look at what your heart wants. Do you want peace? Do you want somebody for an Instagram life? Do you want a marriage life
Do
who's
they-
more...
they-
yeah,
You
you know,
don't want a cheeseburger or the one roti salad.
because of course options, like, to be honest, there's a term going on. Even the Western, a lot of podcasters are talking about it. They are talking about women should become feminine. Western women are talking about it a lot on Facebook, saying that women should be more feminine, because Americans or a lot of British people, or even a lot of British Asians, they're called them a passport bro. Where what they do is that they might have a relationship, but they'll go to Morocco, Pakistan, or these countries and then get married and come back and bring, because they think the what they're looking for in a wife is more in terms of mindset is available with it. Again, respect, where they are born and brought up in an Islamic way, where they know this is my husband, I got to respect him, because a man ultimately Allah Pak has made him a leader.
Yeah.
We are naturally, either somebody says it or not, either no matter what the society says, I think a man, Allah has made him a leader of the house.
Yeah.
And leadership, sometimes some sisters get offensive, like, no,
I was
I'm a
about to
leader
say,
as well.
That's the feminist.
Yeah,
that
yeah,
is the
yeah,
problem.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
the feminist
Society.
movement, man. You
Exactly.
know what I
But they
mean?
don't
Exactly.
understand the fact that Allah has made them the leader of the house. That, like, they're gonna lead the children. That home is their territory.
Yeah.
So the man is gonna provide the leadership in terms of financial responsibility. He's gonna go out in the world, fight the world, come back home, feed them, and it's her domain to on his husband on the husband's behalf, make the home peaceful, so that when he comes back home, he gets that energy.
Yeah.
He recharges because of the love she provides. That's basically the concept of Islam. And I was talking to a brother, Mufti Menk's brother-in-law, about this topic, and he said to me that in the Prophet's time, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, this was not even an issue. Have you even like thought about it, that in the Prophet's time that was not even an
Yeah.
issue? Why it's an issue today, even though we are more connected, we have internet, we have phones, we have Instagram, and people so because they were raised in a way where they were trained to be that this is the life, this is what you're gonna get married, and that's the life. Today, too many choices, and then a lot of of course there's a topic of more than one wife. There's so many topics like that which are Islamic topics.
Yeah.
But when they come, some sisters, some brothers have different opinions. But I would say that nobody can be more accurate than Allah and His Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and they have given us the guidelines. I think if we just follow those guidelines and base our connection on values, no matter she's Moroccan or a revert Muslim or a Pakistani, I think when you find the right person, you feel like she can have my children and she's the one I feel peaceful with. For me, marriage is peace. One word.
Yeah.
Whoever I feel the most peaceful with, that woman will be my wife. Simple.
But isn't that, like you say, or whoever you find the most peace with, but what you're doing is just an environment. How, like, are you expected to just look at a person, sit down with them, get to know them, all of a sudden, you think, oh, this is the person I'll find peace with. Surely it's a process. You know, you got to get to a place, you got to get to know each other before knowing, okay, this is the person that I'll find peace with. It's not just a face-to-face conversation one time and you're
Yeah.
thinking this is the right person. So what do you look initially? You find someone, you speak to them. So what are you looking at to for you to take that next step? Because you're not going to find peace straight away, are you?
Yeah, no, that's a very good question. I think the way I would answer it is that, do we ever think about breathing, or do we ever think our heart is beating or not? That's natural.
Yeah.
Allah has put that naturalness.
Yeah.
We never think about these things. It's happening naturally in our body. Similarly, when you meet the right person, things will happen naturally. I can tell you, according to your nature, Allah has built it in us as a man, as a provider and the protector. That's as Allah has built in us. Maybe some women, they might, in feminism and stuff, they might argue this and this
Yeah.
and that. And some of their points are like worth listening as well and accurate. But I think Allah has built in us. So as a protector, if a man sees, Sister Aisha, who's a relationship coach sitting with me on a podcast, said the same thing. She said, a man knows. When a man finds a woman, he would know it very quickly. He would be the first one to know. And as soon as he knows, he will create an environment, and the way he would talk to her, he will create all the prerequisites
Yeah.
done that she becomes his wife. Is maybe men are more reluctant is because maybe they are not finding what they are looking for. And same is with sisters as well. So I feel like maybe both sides need a bit of education.
I think we live in a world where there are so many relationships that go wrong, right? So you're saying,
Fear.
yeah. So I think that's a lot of the
We
problem.
live in a
Is
world
that
where women are acting like men and men are acting like women.
100%?
Yeah, that's what I said, masculine, feminine
That's
energy.
it, man.
Exactly.
That's what it is. Nine said
Yeah.
it perfectly.
You know what
bro.
it is? There's a new analogy, man. So you heard a love at face sight. Now it's all about peace at face sight.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what we're starting trending. Zembai, we'll give
Peace
you
at
credit
your
for that.
side.
Thank you.
That's it. Let's get the movement going, guys.
Peace at face side, yeah.
That's brilliant.
No, but so the people that have joined your website, can they get in contact with you, or you in contact with them? For instance, let's just say if they're struggling to find someone, do they then get in contact with you?
So the way my system and ecosystem is working at the minute is that from the very get-go, I've made it clear that I do not provide any sort of guarantees or promises, which
Yeah.
may be false. Because what I heard a lot of people and other platforms is that they promise something they cannot deliver later on. So what happens is that this disappointment, this fear.
Yeah.
So I've said it from very start that my ecosystem is available on a very negligible kind of a price, because I'm not charging people like almost like £50 per year, and access to all the platform, including app, website, WhatsApp,
Yeah.
everything. So what we are doing is basically through events and content like this, like podcasts, inviting scholars, guiding people what to look for. But we cannot like literally take a hand because you're an adult to literally.
You can't
I
force
think
anybody.
that-
Yeah.
yeah,
But-
because I feel like sometimes when you promise something, you're actually making them, you're doubting their decision
Yeah.
as a human being. You need to encourage and motivate their decision.
No, but have they ever been in contact with you personally yourself?
So
Have they got in contact with
a
you?
lot of people approaches us
Yeah.
and they say that we want to join your ecosystem. What's the what like how what will we get or what are
Yeah,
we
yeah.
signing up for? Then I explain the same thing, that our ecosystem provides you platform and education, but decision is yours. We want to educate you, we want to guide you, but we don't take responsibility, because even if our Prophet didn't take responsibility of somebody who's going to turn Muslim or not, even in terms of faith.
Yeah.
So you cannot take decision or maybe literally pick a hand and yes, we can provide the environment. We can say these are the bunch of people who are on our platform, and you would meet them in an Islamic way, and we can guide them in our events. We have a specific structure where we help them break the ice more quickly, a little bit games style, so that it not becomes boring and repetitive.
Yeah.
So we provide environment where all their guards or fear can go down, and they can focus on what kind of values they are looking in the
Yeah.
other person.
So in your event, are there like certain rules? So you say you want to keep it halal as possible. So if a woman is coming, is she advised to come with a mahram?
Chaperoned. A lot of
Chaperoned, yeah.
sisters are
Yeah.
coming chaperoned
Yeah.
as well. In my launch event, some sisters were not chaperoned. Then I remember one of my guest speaker, Mufti Bank's brother-in-law, Maulana Fazl, he became their chaperone. So we do listen to if some sisters want to have somebody accompanied with them. We have sisters over there who are just helping out in the team to be there just in case. But our structure isn't in a way that it doesn't get awkward in a way, and we keep it in a way where we take consent from people, sign what their details are, and their contact details are only shared through us. So they are sitting in an environment where they are talking to each other. We are doing question answers or games, but in the end, whoever they like, they let us know. We contact and then help them proceed with so that it's not too awkward for them. If maybe the other person not interested, they ask them, they feel rejected. That's not a good.
So you have to reject people then, basically, for the person. Yeah, I like this person, sorry, he doesn't like you.
No, provide kind of like a anchor, anchoring them. Yeah.
So how are people kind of matchmaked? So how do you pair people up as such? So say for example, if someone joins your app and they say we want someone with this kind of profession, or do you kind of go off the profession, or do you just kind of, is it just events that you would do, or is it just where you would have certain profiles that you put together to other people? What do you do that as well, or is it just the events?
So in terms of specific kind of application, like you said, when somebody is very certain, or they want a specific kind of I want this profession and that, then we take that into account. Mostly at events we cater that. Okay. But on our platforms and stuff, when somebody joins, we have a private group called a Telegram group where all our Rishta profiles are there. So you would access all the profiles, quite a lot of profiles, there are over 1,000. So you can access, and there will quite a lot of them would match that. But because we take a very negligible price, we don't do a lot of admin. We give them access to the database, and then they contact accordingly. Just very recently, a sister messaged us saying that since I've joined your ecosystem, WhatsApp and the Telegram group, I've had the most response as compared to any other platform. Alhamdulillah.
Okay. So okay, it's a bit light-hearted this year, but it's also serious as well. So you said people contact you as well, and they're struggling to find rishta. So have you ever come across someone's approached you and they say yo, I want a rishta, a woman, she needs to be a 10 out of 10. But this guy's dog ugly. Yeah, so this guy, and you were probably thinking to yourself, yo, are you sure you can get a 10 out of 10? You know what I mean? So
the most easiest way where any question like that comes, and often they come.
Yeah.
I won't be, I won't lie. Sometimes
you gotta let someone shoot their shot.
We have this introductory kind of a template message where we send a message which I just described, and we say that we don't take responsibility of how somebody looks because our main job is values. So if somebody is looking for 10 out of 10, they can go on our website, they can look at the picture, they can match, and they can talk to them. If the person accepts, they can talk to them. Simple.
Basically, the message says kindly humble yourself.
Yeah.
And then so you're saying, they've got access to all of these profiles.
Yeah.
Has there been times where people have been harassing other people and
yes,
stuff? Because I think
that's
and
actually.
and how do you negate?
Sorry to interrupt, but I feel like if there's a whole profile, let's just say 1,000 people, and the people that have joined by paying, you said about £50 a year or something.
Yeah.
They've got access to all of that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And there's so many wrong people out there as well. If they've got access to all of that, and they must be harassing, there must be some sort of harassment.
And I think that
as well
is a big issue with a lot of the other platforms.
Yeah.
And I think to mitigate that, that's a very fair point, because initially I started as a free platform. Somebody said to me, do it for free and sadqa jari and all of, and that's how I started. But then later on, I started getting feedback and complaints that somebody maybe not for the right reason and all. Because what happens is that for this kind of background checks or taking IDs and stuff, you need more admin. Basically, what you need is more resources to have. Even though sometimes, even if you take IDs and stuff, you still cannot check what's in somebody's heart. You still cannot judge that.
Yeah.
So you can only go up to a certain limit. There are online platforms where you can put in the details. You can get some kind of a background check done. But ultimately, we had recently a few complaints where somebody was maybe married and was in the group and looking for, so they were not accurate. So as soon as we get any complaint like that, we just remove the person, and we have started to do now more ID checks and background checks, especially on our events and whoever joins our premium group. So we have started more background checks and things like that.
So sorry, go on, carry on.
But again, like I said, any platform like that, you can only do
So much. Yeah.
So much,
Yeah.
so much. And basically the amount we are taking, that's going into the maintenance of the platform or some volunteers who work for us. I haven't like ever thought about it in a like a profit way because
Yeah.
I'm, like I said, I've got an IT business. I develop apps for companies. That's my main source of income. So I think the way it's gradually going on, inshallah, would bring in more, as much as humanly possible, to mitigate these kind of complaints and stuff, and do more checks and stuff, take IDs and stuff. Yeah.
So, like, are these events that you host, is he a lot more? Do you see a lot more Pakistanis, or is he mixed or whatnot?
So my first launch event was in December,
Yeah.
and my first official meetup event is coming in about 2.5 weeks time, 11th of April,
Yeah.
Oh, so that's your
6
first
p.m.
one. Okay.
at the S's Cafe in Manchester. It's about, I think the capacity is about 30 people. So,
Yeah, I was
so
just
about
gonna
30 to
ask you about
35
that.
people,
So
yeah.
I've
So it's
seen-
very, yeah,
I've seen
please.
that promoted, sorry. So
Yeah.
I think Sonny Smiles mentioned it at the event as well.
He was, because I was at Bax's event, Smile Aid,
Yeah.
and then he was having a laugh, and then he also spoke about the event. So we kept the age group, a certain age group, and then we can do multiple events with certain age groups in different cities. But again, like I said, with the events, one of the biggest thing is that you have to organize it in a way where it's more structured, because it can go,
Yeah.
in any direction. So we've got a process and plan for that. And inshallah, my first event, like I said, is coming on the 11th. And I've named it as Questivity. So my main platform is called Rishta for Marriage, but the events will be called Questivity, which means a bit of quest and a bit of activity, but mainly to help people break the ice and then get more familiar and inshallah find someone who they feel like they have similar values, and for nikah is the main goal.
Yeah.
Basically.
So these events, how does it actually work? So say, for example, is it, do you have a certain amount of time spent at each table, and then at the end you kind of decide who you want to get to know better, or is it as soon as you feel like you've met someone, you just stop, and then obviously the event stops for them? How does it work?
Just grab it. Yeah, let's go.
Yeah,
Having said that, I want to also say that anybody single over here are invited on my event for you guys and who in the viewers as well. And it's on the 11th.
So
on
anybody can
Saturday.
just come, yeah?
S's
Yeah.
Cafe in Manchester.
There's
Yeah.
only limited spaces left. Actually, quite a
Okay.
more than half is filled.
Don't waste
S
time,
is
guys.
Manchester. So no, I think I can only share a limited information. Not everything I do at the event, just because of how the structure is, just to
Okay.
keep some of the things suspense
Yeah.
and how we're going to do it. But inshallah, the way it will be is that it's not awkward for people. It will be more structured and basically focusing on the fact that help them break the ice and not repetitive, just sitting on one table and rotating. It will be more fun based in a halal way, yeah. Like more interactive, basically, is the right word.
Okay. Because I just think like with Pakistani being there, but there's going to be some sort of role, bro. You know what I mean?
No, I think some of the what happens is that people who have attended similar events, I've got the feedback what they have felt before, and I've seen a couple of events like that as well. So I know how it typically works, and inshallah, I've been looking to bring a little change in it. But I want people to come at my event, inshallah, to see that, but it will not be a typical event what they have seen before. It will be something different.
So is this something that worked for you? Are you, if
I
you
was
don't mind me
gonna-
asking,
yeah.
are you married or?
That's the $1 million question. That's
Okay.
the right and the beautiful, and the most important question you have asked.
Yes, you are.
You know, thank you for that. I thought a bit of laughter is important. To be really honest, a lot of people say that you should have been married before you did that. But to be honest, if I was married, I wouldn't have done that.
Okay.
The reason why is because I felt like the pains of it and went through the process, and that's why I wanted to do it. I am only like emotionally, and I'm a very passionate person, so I only do something where I feel like it's consumed me and I want to do something good about it. So because I was single and I looked at the whole industry and how the events work, how the apps work, and I spent a year whole researching about it. And I thought, while I'm looking, let me help other brothers and sisters as well. And you won't believe, even after the launch event, how many calls I got from mothers and stuff. But I said to them very respectfully that, my platform and personal life is different. And at the moment, I'm really focusing on my Rishta for Marriage event. Once, inshallah, this events or these things happen, then personally, I can consider that as
You
well.
can look, but you can't touch.
I think you should take part. 'Cause
I don't mind, but
Yeah.
the only thing is that sometimes a brother who has a similar kind of a platform, he said to me, Zen, sometimes it's a very blurred, thin line. So in terms of professionalism, keep that okay. But if somebody, let's say somebody is really interested in stuff, you can say personally it's like it's different, and then you can But to be
'cause-
honest, so far, I feel like once the events have happened, then maybe I can look into
That makes sense now, because if he goes on them events himself, they probably think, yo, he's taking advantage. He's set it up for
Yeah,
himself.
yeah. I think
You know
that's
what I
very
mean?
right.
He's got
Yeah,
access
yeah.
to this whole pool of people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's nitpicking which
Yeah.
ones.
No, they have to match me before they join. A lot of people, when they ask me the question, I reply to them, to get the discount or or to be on my platform, you have to match me first. So
Even the guys.
no, this is just a joke. So I keep professional and a personal life separate, and I always say it out loud.
That is good, man. It's
Alhamdulillah.
what else is there?
So yeah, have you got any more further? Sorry, let's go again. Have you got any more events after this?
Yeah, inshallah, I'm hoping that hopefully every 3 to 6 months events would follow in different cities. But
Okay.
as you remember, we were discussing the questions potentially we were thinking, and I think we covered quite a few of them, like the masculine energy and the event and stuff. Was there anything else we missed out from there?
From the questions, I think we pretty much, obviously we kind of use it as a guideline, but I think most of them have been covered, unless you could think of.
I think how many are single and how many married? All single?
These are all married. I'm not married yet, no.
You're single?
Yeah.
Acha, no. As a single person, he can ask that question that, as a, what challenges you face? Like, look, the best thing is that your own experience. So if you face any challenge in this
I had
process,
challenges. My challenges have been crossed, surpassed. Alhamdulillah.
Mitigated.
It's done, Dustin. Nah, Marishta is done.
Oh, alhamdulillah.
So,
Alhamdulillah.
but yeah, that way.
Oh, you were about to be the perfect bachelor on
No,
the...
it's okay. It's okay. I
Almost
thought,
had the client
almost.
there.
yeah, I thought I'll say that first. So, sorry, ladies. Yeah. So,
But even in the journey, when going up to the stage of when it was all finalized, and while you were looking, any kind of experience or tip or any challenge or positive feedback you wanna?
I think leading up to it, it's more about the cultural side of things. There was a lot to do with culture rather than the Islam part of it. And obviously, I don't want to name anyone. I don't want to say that, but it had a lot to do with the culture. They were based everything on culture. Like, it should be like this, it should be like that. But then Islamically,
Yeah.
it doesn't go hand in hand, if you know what I mean. But I get that, because if certain things are done in a certain way, you want to carry it on as well. But I think as people have got older as well, as times have moved on, times have changed. It's
Yeah.
not the same as what worked, let's just say 20 years ago, might not necessarily work now.
Yes.
It does, in I'd say about 5 to 10%. But I think now a lot more people are clued on as to what they want. And at the end of the day, what finds them peace?
Yes.
Because marriage is
Peace. and something very interesting you said, and I think I can probably highlight something which is very common in certain cultures, is cousin marriages, for example.
yeah,
What behind that, if you look, it's actually familiarity.
yeah.
Basically, what it is that if you're gonna marry someone, we know the family, it will work out. Hopefully, the girl and the guy will not deviate from that
There's
path.
not much change
Not
within the
much
family
change.
as well.
Or the fear of the unknown. Let's say if you don't know someone, what if later on you find out something else and there's a divorce chances and stuff. I think where we are now, these stigmas or caste or even somebody, is he born in the UK or not? Has he got a certain haircut or not? Has
Yeah.
he wearing certain type of clothes or not? I think success of marriage is not based on that. Anybody can dress up anything,
Yeah.
can have any haircut and have any accent. That will not guarantee you the success in marriage. What really guarantee you will be the values and stuff. So I think what they call it, baby boomers, our parents, who were born in a certain time, and what we are millennials, they call us. So I think the big change which has come from the 80s to the 90s and now is the fact that now people are more going outside of their culture
Yeah.
as long as they find peace. They are not only acha Pakistani hai ya only cousin hi hai. Or even if you like your cousin in that way, like in terms of for halal, because in Islam
It's
Islam is
allowed, yeah.
Islam.
Yeah, yeah.
But I think scientifically, if it's happening quite often, even they are say that it's best to explore the options outside of that. So I think again, scholars would be the best people to more comment on that. But I am of the opinion that, like brother said, wherever you find peace and values, where you can see, I can see my whole life with this person, and I can see this woman growing old with, and the girl can see the man. I want to grow old with that person.
So not
That's
the Bollywood type, when
No.
you face see and you start singing a song and you
No,
think,
I can sing
that's
that.
the one.
Tujhe dekha. that should be there as well. Yeah, look, it should be. Look at the bigger picture. If you're going to marry someone, give that entertainment and show the love in your own way to them. Either it's a Bollywood song or whatever. But I feel like as long as it brings you happiness, do all of it.
Why do you think that, like you're saying back in the day, 20 years, things are changing, but the marriages prior to our generation were a lot more successful. Like success rate was a lot higher than today's generation.
They didn't
Like,
have the checklist as well.
Yeah, the
Yeah, yeah,
divorce rate today is so much higher than what it was. Why do you think that is?
There are a couple of points on this. One, I'm going to give a Bollywood reference, which brother said. There was I don't know if you know a film called DDLJ, Dilwale Dulhaniya Le
Good
Jayenge.
brother,
One
come
of
on,
the
brother.
one of the
One of the greats.
One
man.
of the greats.
Yeah.
One of the greats. And if you really look at that film, the reason it was a trendsetter and still in cinema in India is because it's set a trend that an NRI, meaning somebody living abroad, somebody living in back home, they met outside, but instead of running away or disobeying their parents, they tried to win their heart. They tried to win their heart. So that's why that message is in that movie, that instead of running away for the love marriage, come back, talk to your parents, win their heart and get their blessing. That is the main message in that movie, why it became so popular. Now, divorce rates and stuff, I feel like there used to be an effort before. People used to write letters, they used to make an effort. It was difficult to, get the, love of your life or maybe convince the parent. Today, everything is a message away, or maybe, I think that effort, that journey is missing.
People are used to
also it's too easy,
Yeah.
too many options. Plus, the other side of things is that again the values and your intention. If you're gonna get something so easy, you're not gonna make, like for example, if I tell you that you can get 6 packs without going to gym, would you go to gym? No. So again, and that's what namaz tells us as well. To be honest, alhamdulillah, I've been praying since a young age, since the age of 14, and I feel like namaz has taught me one thing, which is consistency. Consistency is the key to everything. So it also shows you effort. So when you make effort for someone, and I feel like real love is making effort. When your wife makes effort for you consistently and you make effort for them. When this consistency is missing, any small argument happen, patience is not there, they fight off, again, somebody else is there to talk to them. Marriages and divorces are almost like, going to a restaurant and then coming out of it. Almost that's how quickly. But our parents' time, it used to be a commitment. They used to win their love after winning their parents and everyone. And then it's like an achievement, feeling of achievement. So they used to contain that, and they knew that, I've got this, I'm going to sacrifice it for our, it's going to last forever. and
Divorce
stuff.
was never an option. I think today it's an
Never.
option.
Yeah,
Today
yeah.
it's an option.
Now,
if
it's
you-
like the first thing, I'm going to threat with the divorce.
Yeah,
Yeah,
100%.
100%.
Social media
It's
will tell
way-
you that. Don't.
Social
yeah,
media.
Social media
Social
again.
media,
it's
yeah.
Way
like-
too common. Before, obviously, it was frowned upon. He was scared to even mention like the
Yeah.
word. And then, as soon as obviously more and more people obviously got divorced.
And I think
It's
one
way
of
too
the
common.
biggest thing is I'm not against any sort of like females having a job or not financial independence, but what happened is that if you look at our mom and dad's age, a lot of the times the man was the breadwinner.
Yeah.
And when man is the breadwinner, what happens is that he brings that in the house. There's respect and stuff. I think a lot of very unfortunate, but in a relationship, if both are breadwinners or both have financial independence, sometimes they feel like, okay, if he said that, it's fine. I can go off
I
and
don't
find
need
someone
him.
else.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't- yeah.
And so financial independence is good, but maybe some people use it for the wrong reason. So I think that commitment and if you know that I'm marrying someone for the sake of nikah, and Allah has put us in this relationship, and I love the person, that ideology, intention, that's what's going to matter in the end.
You want to cover
And
anything else before we
you wanna cover anything else?
finish with the...
Just let everyone know when your event is, where it is, and what date it is as well.
Yeah,
Um,
he has mentioned, but
No,
we'll
no,
touch
but
it
obviously-
again.
Yeah, I'll
touch
touch
upon it
base
again.
again. And I think this is a topic, honestly, guys, we can talk for hours. I think there's so many topics around it. And I'm saying that maybe I'm not accurate on all of them. I'm just only sharing what I experienced, what I heard. And I'm always open to other people's opinion as well. But I feel like...
Plenty of that based on what you've said.
I think so. But I think ultimately with my platform, I think what I want people, and even if I get 1% success rate or 0.5%, even if 1% get nikah from my platform, imagine the sawab in the akhirah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
in the same time, my intention is also to get, inshallah, married this year as well. Because I also want to, say to people that I started this for the sake of Allah and to help others. And alhamdulillah, Allah has made my path easier as well. And my event is on the 11th in SE's Manchester at 6 to 9 p.m. And I would love to host people over there. Come and experience, and inshallah, you will see the difference.
And sisters, please, if you like the look of Brother Zain, yeah,
Give him a thumbs up.
give him a thumbs up, and just let the allies know. We'll get in contact with him as well. Yeah.
Get the wrong camera.
It's for everyone. I don't care.
No,
Yeah, but
alhamdulillah.
I got a question for you.
Yeah.
So you're like this superhero now, yeah, for everyone.
Thank you.
Yeah, You're like this
Invincible.
yeah, we call you. No, we call you Rishta man. Yeah. So on a light-hearted thing, if you were, because we've touched upon if you were fictional characters or whatnot, if you were a fictional character, a superhero, what would you be? Who would you be?
That's a very interesting one.
Superhero, but
Yeah, a fictional character. Any fictional character.
Off topic, but I really liked Iron Man in Marvel.
Oh wow, smart
Okay.
choice.
Robert Downey Jr., Tony Stark's
I
character.
thought you were gonna say Robert Dingy Rapids.
But I think overall, I was talking to a guy, my English friend, and he invited me on the podcast. His topic was Bollywood. He wanted to know about Bollywood, and he asked me a question. He said that our look at Marvel and all of that is so big movies and big budgeted movies. Tell me about Bollywood. What's Bollywood is all about? And I explained him in just one sentence. I said, do you see that this Marvel, it's a fictional character, Spider-Man, they are not real, of course. It's a fictional world and they take you into a world of imagination. Similarly, what Bollywood does is that they exaggerate and take you in a fictional world in love and romance.
Yeah.
So that's the best way of easiest way of putting at it. He was like, acha. So I said in some love stories, it's maybe not happen exactly like in our lives, the way it happens in our Bollywood. Not you just suddenly, sitting with your parents, you wake up and 10 you stand up and 10 of your family members are dancing behind you. It doesn't happen in our families. Because he asked me, does this happen in your... I said, no, it doesn't happen. He said to me, in the streets, when you propose a girl, does all people dance? I said, no. It doesn't happen like that. But what happens is that the way you exaggerate, these superpowers and stuff in terms of Marvel characters, Bollywood does this fictional love in a romantic way. And that's what they are good at. But yeah, I think I like Tony Stark's character because of the way, I don't want to spoil it, but at the end, what he did at the end of the series of Marvel.
Yeah, that's me.
Endgame,
yeah. That happened
But
3
I don't know
years
if
ago.
somebody has still not watched it, but
It's fine.
what
We
happened
like
at the end game, the ending was quite
Yeah, we
quite
like
nice,
to
yeah.
ruin things. It's fine.
Yeah, it's okay, man.
He's trying to get.
That's why you call
He's
the
trying to get-
outlines.
outside of superheroes,
What's your fictional character?
because we get superheroes a lot when we ask fictional characters, but fictional characters includes like.
I think-
Pokemons. You got the all that sort of. There's a lot of things.
I think
I'm
if-
not saying
If I have to
Yeah.
pick one man, Imran Khan, Pakistan's cricketer turned politician.
Mark, I thought you were about the singer. You know what? Thank you. I
Imran
agree
Khan.
with you. I
Imran
agree
Khan.
with you.
No, singers, a singer or maybe even a cricketer will have one quality or one skill. But what I think Imran Khan has done is shown the leadership or shown the character where he started his career as a cricketer, then cancer hospital, education, and wherever he's now. That's his own, his journey is, or inshallah, whatever Allah has in the future for him. But I think at least he showed as a person that how you can be consistent, do the best you can in any circumstances. That's when I look at like Nelson Mandela and people like that, and even our Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, the closest example, or even Imam Hussain Raziallahu anhu in the Waqia Karbala, is that no matter how weak you are or how many less people you have with you, you go with your ideology and try to do the right thing or say the right thing, even if you're outnumbered or something. So if I have to say one superhero or somebody I would really wanna, follow the footsteps in terms of ideology, helping others, what he did for Cancer Hospital and everything, I think one person would be Imran Khan without a doubt.
Great answer. Great
Also
answer.
got married a few times as well, so
Yeah.
Because I do podcasts, I am the host. I love the fact that you guys asking me questions because
Yeah.
I'm talking about these topics.
No, it's good, man. Inshallah, there's going to be many more to come in the future
Inshallah,
as well.
inshallah.
Well, now I wish you success in your
your own
venture
life and your venture.
in your matchmaking venture and in your own life as well.
Thank you very much.
So,
Thank you.
as like I said, if anyone's out there looking for Rishta, Brother Zain is available.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll add the socials.
Yeah, Rishta for Marriage, Rishta and number 4 Marriage on all the social media, Snapchat, Instagram, you can find us. Rishtaformarriage.com is the website, and looking forward to hosting you guys
Definitely.
and
We'll do
helping.
the outro.
Thank you very much, Brother Zen. We've been the Outliers. This has been the Room 404. And yeah, that's it. I've been T.
I'll be Matty.
I've been Ace.
The one and only Zain Ali. See you there.
Angie.
Thank you very much.